guys, whatever tips I'll be sharing with you people have completely came out of my own experience. The tips which I practically implemented in my learning. The step which I followed proved to be the most beneficial step. I decided that no more dropping the opportunities. And hi everyone, welcome back. So many times I've been requested by my friends and many of my subscribers that I should share with you guys some of the tips which I followed or which I implemented to improve my English, more specifically the spoken part. But to be very honest, I was a little bit hesitant to be sharing with you all a detailed video because, honestly speaking, I am nobody to be advising you or suggesting you something in this regard, guys. Because I myself am in a learning process, but since you guys requested for this video, I thought why not let's just do it. And yes, today I'm here with this video. And guys, whatever tips I'll be sharing with you people have completely came out of my own experience. The tips which I practically implemented in my learning process. Now, it's not necessary that you should follow the same tips and they should also work for you. No, I'm not saying that, but of course you can make certain modifications as per your requirements. Having said that, I want to apologize beforehand if anything goes wrong, if I do any mistake. So yeah, without delaying much, let's start the video. Now, to begin with, I would say I must have been in standard 5th or 6th if I'm not mistaken. At that time I was extremely poor in English, you guys. However, my written part was not that bad. I would perform fairly well in my written part, but my spoken was ugly bad. So much so that I would struggle a hell lot in speaking a very simple sentence. I could not even hold a simple conversation with anyone. Now, I'm not saying that being good in English is a prerequisite to your good personality or your overall development or growth, but since in school days emphasis was always put on improving in this aspect, so it kind of became mandatory for us to at least hold a simple conversation or at least speak simpler sentences in English. So the first step which I followed to improve in this aspect was I got myself this book, that is Oxford's Current English Grammar, and I did a thorough study of few of the chapters, not all the chapters in this book, but few selective chapters. If I talk about me more specifically, then I would say I studied 10 section active and passive voices and direct and indirect narration. And what I followed this process rigorously until I was in standard 8th. And I would go home, I would study the chapter, I would solve the exercises, and if any doubts were there, I would come to school and solve them with the help of my English teacher. And trust me guys, with the help of this book, my 10th section was improved to a greater degree. Because you know what I feel, that in order to speak and write grammatically correct English, you have to have a good grip over 10th section. And with the help of this book, my 10th portion got improved to a greater degree. However, I'm still doubtful about the narration and voices part, because I feel however much you work in this aspect, you are bound to make mistakes. Do let me know in the comments down below if this happens with you as well, if you are still doubtful about your narration and voices part. Now, by following this step, the scope of making mistakes in written part was fairly reduced, although I was quite well in written part even before this. So yeah, this was the first step. Now, the second step which I implemented was that I started participating in school assemblies. Meaning to say, I started conducting the morning assemblies. Now, I've seen many introvert students refrain from taking part in extracurricular activities, or let's say school assemblies, which is why their hesitation to speak in front of people does not stop. So I think I want to say to all those who are watching this video and are in their school years that please, please, please try to participate in all such activities and break your hesitation. Once they're gone, they will not come, because they are once in a lifetime opportunities and they will shape you for good. So trust me. The fourth step which I followed proved to be the most beneficial step of all. It helped me for the good. It was the most helpful of all. So I was struggling so hard in my spoken part. I was hell-bent to improve it by all means. Not only did I resolve to be fluent in this language, but also made sure that my language, my spoken English doesn't sound mechanical. Like, you know what I mean? It should glide. It should come very smooth. So what I used to do, that I would pick up any random topic, let's say globalization or women empowerment for that matter, any random topic, and I would start speaking on that topic, whatever shit came to my mind at that point. And I would always and always do this step alone in my room, so that I am assured in my mind. I'm very much confident that nobody is watching me, so I'm free to make mistakes. And this is the biggest thing which you should engrave in your mind, that you have to make mistakes, otherwise nothing's gonna happen. If you are fearful about making mistakes, then I don't think you are going to learn it anyway. So yes, I would take any random topic. I would speak anything which came to my mind, any random sentences, anything, not in any particular fashion, nothing. Now, after making up my mind that I would speak on this topic, what I used to do, that I would pick up any phone, I would open the phone recorder, and I would start speaking everything and recording in that phone recorder. Then I would listen to whatever I have spoken, to see whether I did any mistake, where I was fumbling, where I was, making grammatical errors. I would analyze it, do it multiple times, speaking first time, second time, thrice, until I was error free. Trust me, this whole process helped me a lot. In fact, I would say that this was one of the best steps which I follow to improve my spoken part. Please, if you trust me, then do try out this process at home and do let me know. I would love to know your feedbacks after you implement this process in your speaking journey, and do let me know if it helped you any bit. I would be glad to know. Initially, I was such an introvert person. Like any normal human being, I too had a stage fright. But I overcame that. How? Hear me out. I decided that no more dropping the opportunities. I made my mind that I would start participating in debate competitions. Debate competitions are different from rest of the competitions that you take part in. You know what I mean? Like in other such competitions, you just have to go and speak on the prepared topic for the given set of time frame. But in debate competitions, after you finish speaking for the motion or against the motion, whatever you have chosen according to your preference, you have to go through a rebuttaling session, in which you will have to face your opponent team, who will grill you, who will try to cut your points, who will counter questions you. And at that moment, on the spot, you will have to come up with such quality answers that you are able to increase your points in the points table. And trust me, rebuttaling sessions used to be the most terrifying and challenging session for me. I would fear that session the most, but yet it was one of the sessions which would increase your points if you tackle that session with utmost confidence. So yes, I did not give myself a setback. I accepted the challenge, and then the rest is a beautiful journey. I'll attach some clips for you to see. The next step which I'm going to share can be one of the most effective steps if followed religiously and with good attention. So I started reading English newspapers. I still do. And whenever I find any alien word, what I do not skip that. I Google it. Then and there, I see the meaning to that word, and I do not memorize it. No, I do not just see the word and memorize the meaning, because ultimately you're bound to forget them. What I used to do, that I would Google the word, I would see the meaning, and then and there I would frame 2 to 3 sentences out of that word, so that I understand the context in which that word is used in our day-to-day conversations. Trust me, this process will help you a lot. This will build your vocabulary. This will help you in spoken as well as in written part. Do try it out. Okay, so now on to our last step. So this is very lame, but it worked for me to the core, and that is external motivation. I know it should come from within, but you know what to do. I'm one of those people who gets all pumped up in just few good and nice words. So all I want to say with this point is that always surround yourself with positive and good people, not with those who pull you down, who do not want to see you grow. Always surround yourself with good people, nice people, uh, who always want to see you grow, who are happy in your progress. When you're interacting with such people, then definitely you will see growth. But when you are interacting constantly with the people who pull you down, then I'm sorry, even if you're doing good extremely well, uh, the environment is such that you wouldn't be able to prosper, you wouldn't be able to see you grow. So always be positive and try to be determined and firm in your actions. Other than these, of course, you can watch some good English movies. You can interact and hold conversations with your cousins or friends if they are comfortable speaking this language. You can obviously make your own vocabulary book wherein you will write few letters from each alphabet, and you would before going to sleep you would see them, memorize them. So this will in a way build your vocabulary strength. So yeah, and that's it guys, these were some of the tips which I follow to improve my English. And I'm not saying that these tips you should also follow the same tips and tricks. Of course you can make modifications as per your requirements and choice, but all I'm saying is that try to be confident, try to be um, positive, and always surround yourself with better people. And of course, as I said earlier, English is not a prerequisite to your learning process, to your growth. It's just the need of the current scenario. That's it. That's all is needed. And of course, just try to do good in whichever field you choose to go in. And yes, that's a video you were requesting it to since a very long time, so I decided to finally upload it today. I hope you liked it, and if you do, and if you like the contents that I serve you people, then please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comments down below. You can also follow me on my Instagram. I'll provide the IG handle somewhere down here. And yes, until then, be safe, do well, keep connected, and thank you.